you take a look over my shoulder, what you're going to see is day one of Occupy Toronto, an event inspired by the trailblazing and monumental Occupy Wall Street movement happening in New York City. And obviously there's one word on everybody's lips here today: hockey. Wait, what? What? Huh? From where I'm standing, the National Hockey League is actually the perfect financially viable marriage of capitalism and communism. Just hear me out. See, as the NHL was expanding, the big-time players were making more and more money. Thus, it was more difficult for smaller, younger, newer teams to get really big, good players. Enter the salary cap. Because, I mean, let's be real. If you're making $5 million a year to play a sport with the summers off, do you really need to make $7 million? I mean, come on. It gets worse. Profit sharing. Dun dun dun. It's actually really simple. Some of the more profitable franchises were helping some of the other ones that were struggling. And many people have argued it actually makes the entire league stronger. And since that was introduced, something very interesting happened. Tampa Bay Lightning, Carolina Hurricanes, and Anaheim Ducks all won Stanley Cups, despite being some of the poorest teams in the league. And all of a sudden, hockey became about who has the best team rather than who can afford to buy the best players. Now, to all you free market people, don't panic. Despite the fact that there's some socialism mixed in with your hockey, it's still able to create several multimillionaires who have a separate garage for all of their Escalades. Here's my point. There are going to be people attending this event who think that capitalism in all its forms is the great evil and is solely responsible for all of our financial woes. Not only that, but there are going to be some people returning to work on Monday, probably wearing ties, who think that communism and socialism in all of its forms should be destroyed at every turn. And you know what? They're both wrong. Here's what capitalism and communism both have in common. They both have a list of successes and a list of failures. And that means there are virtues in both those things. And that also means that maybe the solution is a mixture of both, like the NHL. And if the NHL figured it out, then you know what? We can too. But this financial crisis does not get solved, and this middle ground does not get found until the people in the ties and the people in the tie-dye stop screaming and start listening to each other. So let's start right here, right now. Post your comments below and forward this to two people. To somebody you know who's anti-capitalist and somebody who you know who's anti-communist. And just for good measure, one hockey fan. I'm Derek at Bay Street, and this has been a Squirrel's Eye View. Wait, what?